Since we return back to Kapihan sa Davao, we have two panels, no? Different panels, but we combine them. We have, because we are celebrating the World Day Against Trafficking, so we have our partners from the Interagency Council Against Trafficking. We have Attorney Janet Grace Davisay Febrero, the regional prosecutor, and also the IACAT 11 Network Chair. Then we have Attorney Norman Solis, the provincial prosecutor, the Chief Operations Reset F11. Then we have Ma'am Gladys Credo of DSWD 11. Kaya wala si RD, no? RD Arandana, so she will be taking over. Then we have from Davao City National High School Alumni Association, because they will be may search, no? Upstanding alumni of Davao City National High School. We have Attorney Nai Solis. Then of course we have the Engineer George Taganahan, Secretary, DNCH Board of Trustees. To start the press control, we'd like to get the opening statement. We'll start with Engineer George Taganahan.
Thank you, sir. Maayong buntag sa inyong tanan. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to launch our search for the most outstanding alumni of the Davao City National High School. We are officially launching it today. Ang City High is one of the premier public schools in Davao City. Actually, karon 103 years old na ang Davao City National High School, and throughout its existence as a public high school sa Davao City, it has produced a lot of alumni who have made an impact in our society and have made some contributions. And ang ilang mga accomplishments nakatabang gyud sa kinabuhi ug sa katawhan sa dakbayan sa Davao. Busa, for the first time this year, ang Alumni Association is launching the search for the most outstanding Davao City National High School award. Ang amo ang tumungani is just really to recognize the contribution of our alumni in valuing our vision and ideals as an institution, ang City High ug ang alumni community. Sa pamaagi sa pag-recognize sa atong mga distinguished alumni, hopefully also makahatag tag inspiration sa ato ang mga current students, labi na sa City High, mahitungod sa kanabang public service, ang ato ang paghimo og maayong impact sa Davao City sa pagtabang sa kinabuhi sa uban. In fact, daghan kaayog mga alumni nato nga nag-excel gyud ug nakahatag gyud pud og contribution, maayong contribution dili lang sa Davao City kundi sa tibuok kalibutan, no? Nasa education, nasa legal profession, nasa business, nasa military, nasa public service. And this is what we want to highlight paagi aning amo ang alumni search.
Okay, sa ating IACAT 11, siguro we'll start with Attorney John Grace Davisay as Chair of the IACAT 11 Network.
Malipayon o malinawong buntag sa tanan sa mga viewers and listeners sa kapihan ng PIA, and we would like to take this opportunity, of course, to promote the undertakings, activities, programs, and challenges, no, of the IACAT, no, facing now with emerging trends on trafficking. So in relation to our celebration of World Day Against Trafficking, which is usually being conducted or held every July, so we will be having a very special activity this coming July 31, July 30 if I'm not mistaken, at the in the CPO, no, function hall, where we will be holding a stakeholders consultation to address the challenges that we are facing at the moment, no? Especially not only in the TIP cases or the trafficking in person cases, but also the prevalent OSAE cases that we are confronting here in our region.
Attorney Norman?
Good morning. Maayong bundag sa tanan. Niami ang Department of Justice tungod sa mandate sa balaod na proteksyonan ang atong mga kabatanunan, kababaihan, labi na gyud. Morning, gusto na mo i-raise ang awareness sa public about sa emerging trends karon na online sexual abuse and exploitation of children o kaning human trafficking. Thank you very much.
Ma'am Gladys?
Sige, so may buntag sa tanan sa to ang viewers and listeners, and in behalf of our new regional director, Director Ruelo Aradanas, no, isa ang ato ang department, ang DSWD nga maong co-chair person sa Iyakan 11 along with the DOJ nga karon ginasaulog nato. Aside from the World Day Against Trafficking, annually, gina-observe ni siya every 30th of July, and also with the proclamation number 1180 series of 2021 nga ang July, no, gideclared po ni siya as the National Anti-Trafficking in Persons Awareness Month. So, sa kanisya, no, gina-campaign nato nga karon na atay national team nga iisang nasyon, iisang aksyon, tapusin ang human trafficking ngayon, especially ang ato ang OSAEC nga maogyud karon ng emerging trend diha sa ato ang mga kabatanunan kaning online sexual abuse and exploitation of children.
Okay, si RD Arandana. So, last guest was as Arta, no? But now he's the new Regional Director of DSWD 11. So before I go to Iakat, the World Trafficking Day, I would like to ask ating friends from City High, no? Because sabi ni Attorney Nice na maraming in different fields, like for example, we have Patong Landeros from City High also, and yung si J. Duvias from arts, no? There's also from film, then may mga lawyers, it's a businessman. Paano sila, because marami, how one would mag-nominate, paano sila mag-nominate ng kanilang, kunyari may na seeing na gusto nila i-nominate, paano sila, what's the mechanics and what is the qualifications?
Good morning po. Gumawa po kami ng guideline para sa nomination. Para sa nomination nung outstanding alumni. So, we will disseminate yung mga nomination forms sa graduates of alumni of City High, and they can send by email to us.
Kailan po yung deadline nito, and kailan po yung awarding?
Awarding po is every year when we hold the Grand Alumni Homecoming. That usually falls on the third Sunday of December. But this year it will be on December 8th.
So this will be the first ever, or matagal na to na?
First ever po ito sa Davao City National High School Alumni Association Incorporated.
Ano po ma-receive aside from recognition with this alumni natin, outstanding alumni?
It's just at the moment, because this is the first time, we will award mementos and certificates at the moment, because this is the first time we are doing this.
Ilan po yung ating target na ibigyan ng, because maraming alumni, and this is the first time, baka do you have deluge of kasi 103 years and marami din masyadong alumni.
At the moment, we think we will limit the awards to 3 recipients. Last year, actually, we tried to start it, but the recipient should be present during the awarding ceremony. So most of them were abroad and cannot come at short notice.
Pero
So,
ngayon, you have identified already or wala pa na?
Not yet.
Identify.
we will, after this launching, we'll straight away start with the nomination process.
Okay. Thank you. Then we go to sa ating iyakat. One of the pressing concerns because I remember last time niyo po na guess yung nag-raid ng cybersex din. Kamusta na po yung updates because yun yung pressing concerns na yung OSAEC, no? On our campaign against online sexual abuse against children. Kamusta yung ating kampanya laban dito? Ano po yung mga updates?
So actually yung case natin sa Lupon before had already been filed and is now ongoing trial, no? At the moment, as to our OSAEC cases in the region, we have already undertaken 3 operations, no? Yung operations that involve of course children also. They are basically isang sa Carmen, dalawang sa Lupon, no? Both yung pinaka-recent natin which we cannot divulge because we are still under case build-up and PI. But if you have noticed, karamihan doon talaga sa mga areas na malayo sa Davao City that can already be reached by digital platform, no? So that's why very recently we in Region 11, particularly Iyakat 11, we have focused more on community-based advocacy since it is our aim really to maintain Tier 1 status, no, for this year, and that has already been reiterated kasi for 9 years consecutive Tier number 1 tayo, and very crucial yung ating this year, no, because we, as I mentioned, we have been confronted with a lot of cases, emerging trends, not only in OSAEC, meron tayong surrogacy, yung sa Cambodia, if you can recall, meron tayong mga mail-to-order brides din na ginagamit din for trafficking, and the POGO also as well on labor trafficking. OSAEC is one of the emerging trends, and sa ating region, it would seem that this is our focus at the moment kasi dito meron tayong mga operations, no? So what we did actually was to coordinate with the Department of Education very recently, where we made arrangement that we conduct trainings and intensive trainings for our guidance counselors who are actually the first hand who can actually receive complaints from children, no? Sila yung unang may one touch sa mga bata na victims. And another focus also is really to go to grassroots and involve the Parents Teachers Association, because OSAEC, there's a study that can be shown, no, that's 2023 conducted by Justice and Care and IGM, Dublin University, and of course De La Salle University. It has been noted na ang facilitators are mostly family members, parent, no? And if ang facilitator parent as early as 10 or below ang mga victims, no? So it would seem na even if we will strengthen our advocacy through trainings or sabihin natin mga seminars, it would not be that effective. It will really reach the parents mismo kasi sila yung ang pinakaunang sa facilitators ng OSAEC. So ito yung focus natin. That's why yung ating July 31 na stakeholders consultation, we have a unique kind of participants na stakeholders, no? We included not only the public schools, the PTA, the guidance counselors, sinama natin yung transpo sector, faith-based NGO, no? Including also yung mga public safety, resorts and hotel association, para ibang level na yung ating dissemination, info dissemination. As much as possible, gusto natin talaga ma-tackle at saka ma-hit yung pinaka-source ng OSAEC sa Region 11.
Kasi yung sa Lupon, parents, pati uncle, pati auntie,
Yes.
kasi anak at kapamangkin ata yun.
Yung sa Lupon, di ba, Mama, yung very recent natin na raid, no? Meron tayong kinandak na ulit na rescue operation. It's actually related doon sa first case na hindi mama but very trusted friend. So ang biktima, ang facilitator ngayon could either be family members, relative, and trusted friend of the facilitator. So ang trend ngayon is hindi na masyado stranger yung mga recruiter, kundi related sa victim. Intimately related sa victim.
Okay. Before I give the floor to our friends from the media, I'd like to ask Attorney Nice or Engineer, 103 years na ang inyong ano yung plano ninyo for your aside from yung pag-award ng outstanding alumni? Hello.
For this year's Alumni Association, ang isa gid sa mga goal aside from this is really to animate the alumni community. Sa kadaghan nato nga mga alumni diri sa tibuok Pilipinas, we hope to build a very strong community of alumni. Kaya nga naman, kung balikan nato ang Davao City National High School, ang City High remains to be one of the top secondary public high school in the entire Philippines. Pero maski ingon ana man ang iyang situation karon, daghan gyapon mga panginahanglan ang Davao City National High School, and we hope that if we are able to build this community of alumni, we can also give back and share in the legacy building diri sa City High. There are many improvements nga pwede pa natong ma-contribute o mahatag sa ato ang mother alumni, and hopefully by having this strong community, makahatag pa og konkretong solusyon sa ilahang mga ginagmay panginahanglan karon.
Kasi mga projects na that are needed that you are projecting na ma-contribute ninyo, like di ba usually mga alumni association meron silang like building, ano?
Murag puno nag-building ang City High karon. Ang giingon sa ilahag yung administration, mga facilities actually, sir, kuntahay sa ilahang wala siya yung mga TV walls, mga LED walls na kinahanglan sa ilahang mga programs, kini dili man yung mabudgetan ko sa gobyerno. So kini nga mo ang gina-focus karon nga hopefully makahatag ta og mga facilities nga makapanindot pagid sa ilahang operation. Last year nakapatao ta og mga solar lights, no? mga poste dito nga kay karon maabot na gabi ang klase sa City High. Unya dakukod kaayo ang ilahang kuryente dito, sumupaak ni sa ilahang budget. So naisip sa alumni nga magpatawad og mga solar panels para kahit paano makasave sila sa ilahang budget allocated for electricity. In the same way kato, i-augment na mo ang mga facilities nga kulang ug wala sa budget, and hopefully diri ang alumni mo complement.
Attorney, based sa ayakat na yung OSAEC, do you have plans na yung ating mga younger na nandun pa to help them na ma-educate, because very prevalent kasi may cellphone na and
actually murag sa tanaw na ako, attorney, murag very strong ang coordination sa agency o sa mga public schools. Ang akong kabalo na sila organization dito karon existing that is composed of parents, teachers, and alumni also to help address and combat the issue on trafficking. So siguro ang alumni po na apod musulod po dito nga musuporta kay kabalo man gid ta nga dako gid kay ning problema. Dili lang sa Pilipinas, siguro sa City High po daghan po kay ginana nga mga biktima.
Okay, questions? Aldin?
To Miss Gladys, ma'am, sa ato ang briefer gihatag diri no nga 29 clients na ang ato ang hatagan og psychosocial counseling, ma'am. Kani ba na mga clients na to po is kanini atong mga children na rescued na or like mga victim survivors na to sa OSAEC, or kaning mga cases of mga online prostitution po?
Sige. Sa 29, ma'am, out of 29 cases na this is handled, no, referred, and natagaan og mga intervention sa ato ang agency, ang department, ang OSAEC ana, ma'am, that is composed of 11. 11 children, and for the illegal recruitment we have 8, and mostly anang 8 is kanang na-intercept diha sa ato ang DIA, sa ato ang Davao International Airport nga katong taga NCR sila pero diri sila nanukad sa ato ang DIA, no, going to Singapore, Malaysia and Thailand. And we have prostitution na 6, and kato na ay na-refer sa ato ang illegal surrogacy, no, katong mga surrogate mothers nga from Del Sur nga provinces, and natay isang mati ana nga na-rescue sila from I think Cambodia, no, nga gipasurrogate sila dito pero na-rescue sila because sa Cambodia is I think bawal man gud siya dito nga kaning sa surrogacy. So na-rescue sila, and it so happen nga from Davao region sila, taga Davao City. So kanina tagaan na to sila og interventions and assistance, and also we have the sexual exploitation nga duha.
Balikan ako ning atong mga surrogate na kuan po na rescue. Clarify na ko po 2 cases, one from Del Sur and one from Mati.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, kanusa lang nato ni sila na rescue po?
Dili gid siya from Davao, but dito siya sa Cambodia, no, so na-refer na sila na-facilitate nato ang ato ang national iyakat ang nag-facilitate diri, gidawat nato sila diri kay balik probinsya naman sila. So from here, no, natagaan nato sila, ato silang nahatod sa ilang laing-laing provinces, and also of course bit-bit man nila, buntis man sila, actually diri na sila nanganak, so gitagaan nato sila og interventions and also kato, no, programs and services.
So within this year lang natin?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, actually nauli sila diri, ma'am, as early as January.
Ma'am, unsaan like pwede na to mahimo sa atong department, including na lang po DOJ? Especially, I think this is the first time I heard that we rescued Filipino women nga from Cambodia, nakuan sa atong sa surrogacy. And sa atong pwede siguro actions on this one po, and then unsa pa ang mga cases maybe that we can file kay I think this is a very new sa atong region nga natay surrogacy nga nakuan po.
That is actually one of the issues that our department is addressing at the moment, because if you can recall, there were 30 women, no, that were arrested in Cambodia because in Cambodia surrogacy is actually trafficking, which cannot be found in our law. You bear children you raise them and you sell them. So that is specifically punished under the trafficking laws of Cambodia. The problem here, our law is silent in the Philippines. We do not have specific law that tackles surrogacy. So that's, if you can notice, it's actually an area of legislation which now we are proposing the appropriate penalties, especially not to remember in our country we view women as traffic victims, no? Even if there was consent for them to be trafficked, but we still put high regards on our being a woman, no? So that's why it's a sensitive area, and we are our IACAT is now proposing the appropriate law, no, to address this concern. So yun, as the moment, hindi yan ang isa sa mga issues na we are confronting at the moment, kasi wala nga tayong law on surrogacy specific. So silent kung ano ang, hindi lang yun sa women, no, sa na-involved sa surrogacy, pati yung bata, yung napanganak na bata, hindi rin natin alam kung ano ang magiging complications or what could be the appropriate thing to do to them, kasi di ba pinanganak for a specific reason.
Masking siya as mail order ba yun, ba yun parang nagpunta siya because parang mail order pero surrogacy parang
kasi rampant na yan sa Cambodia. Actually, marami ng ganyang cases sa Cambodia, and in fact these 13 women were convicted, no? And it's because of the intercession of our government that we were able to get them back. Pero ito sa Cambodia, meron talagang specific law dahil maraming ganyang cases. And this is unusual for the Philippines dahil ngayon lang tayo, last year yun, no? Specifically, 13 sila ang nahuli and they were convicted. And in fact, originally, ang arrangement is ipapanganak mo na yung mga bata and then they will be serving their prison.
Saan din ibenta yung mga bata? Yung mga...
The foreigners. The clear case of trafficking. Ipapanganak, tapos ibenta, isell ang bata doon sa mga foreigners. No?
Ma'am, sa DSWD, unsa to ang mahimo nga action sa ani for our women, labi na they're ma-traffic sila, and then the surrogacy, which is not pretty common in the Philippines, and then we do not have mentioning ni attorney na we do not have any existing laws on this one po. And then what would happen to the child sa katong duha ka mother po nga here sa Philippines?
Actually, ma'am, according dito sa among interview with victim survivors, no, first recruit yun sila, no, because of the economic status of bayaran sila of dako yun nga kwarta just to bear mga anak, no, from foreigners, and kato nga ilaha lang yung alagaan, and kato after pagpanganak diretso na to kung kinsa ang mo palit nga mga foreigners. So it's just nga na-rescue sila na uli diri. So diri isa sa mga interventions nga ginahimo ni DSWD sa atong mga women diha gyud sa atong grassroots level nga advocacy, no, advocacy on trafficking, usaik unsa ang mga unsang nagkadaiyang forma or nature of trafficking nga dili lang tong the very traditional na prostitution, sexual exploitation. So karon nag-emerge na gyud siya into nananing usaik, no, kani illegal recruitment and kani yung surrogacy, because dili gyud nato walaon diha nga naa gyud diha ang panginahanglan, no, poverty, the economic status sa kaning ato ang mga kakabainhan, no, nga moadto sila dito just to bear kuan, pero diri pa lang pag-recruit anak kabalo na sila nga mao ilahang trabaho pag-abot dito. So karon na rescue sila, dala nila diri ang kato anak, pero it's just nga dili kito ilahang excel and kato ilaha. So,
okay. I'd like to go to Engineer George. Yung sabi, you said no, tatlo. And ano yung age ng mga awardees? Are you going to yung mga earlier age, or pwede yung mga bata na may mga target ba tayong na, because may ba posthumous, so hindi talaga siya posthumous na award because kailangan yung awardee is nandyan present to receive.
Unahin ko yung posthumous, no? At the moment, hindi pa namin kami mag-award ng any posthumous na recipient, no? Dahil bago pa kami sa ganito. And also, yung sa age, as long as they meet our criteria, hindi namin kino-consider yung age.
Ano po yung basic criteria or qualifications for an award?
Basic criteria po is on service, no? Service, leadership, impact, and last is the integrity. It's just a background lang yung integrity. But this is aside from the work that they are doing, they have impact and leadership to the community, service to the community, not necessarily connected with what they are doing as a professional or government official.
Okay, after this media PASCON, ano po ba activities to launch this ating call for nominees? Call for nominees ba?
I-launch, kinanga mo ang major launch, no? So daghang kayong salamat sa paghatag og panahon, pero dapoy mga lain mga platforms nga mga tuan ang nami official website pwede po nato dito makita ang mga criteria o ang mga makasubmit og mga nomination nato. Napo tayo laing mga social media platforms like FB, Instagram. Sugdan na nato ang pag-promote ani og we will intensify ang amo ang pag-announce ani kay we want to reach as many alumni as possible
In all sectors,
in all sectors, no, na sa public service, government, arts, media, tanan. So sama sa gingon ni Sir George, dili kailangan dugay na ka or tigulang na ka, even the young ones that have met the criteria that we have set will qualify for this particular award. So hopefully the alumni of Davao City National High School will help us identify, search, recommend, and award to the most outstanding alumni of Davao City National High School this coming December ang awarding.
Okay, thank you. To Yakat, one of the, yung parang may narate bago lang yung Pogo. Let's kuhan sa Pogo. Do we have na-monitor dito na, kasi dati may sa Panabo na Pogo na, meron pa tayong na-monitor or any new kuhan? And also, meron yung kaso din sa may Pilipino din na nirecruit sa Laos ba yun or Cambodia din na magkuha na sa call center but promising higher pay pero pagkuhan pala doon pang kinulong siya she's gonna work.
As far as the Panabo case, Pogo gito siya. Ang bot pasabot sa Pogo, Philippine Overseas Gaming Operator. Kani is front offshore gaming operation. Kuan ni siya kaning activity ni siya na gambling activity. So nag-hire sila og mga Pilipina, then eventually nag-engage sila sa human trafficking. Ang kadong nahitabo sa Panabo, nag-start pa lang sila. So wa pa gid siya na full-blown activity, napangka na sila. So wala na 'toy problema. Humana na siya nga case. As far as katong sa Laos na Myanmar kanang mga boundary diha, ang ginabuhat sa atong recruiters ilang isulting call center agent kuno sila dito. Pero pag abot dito, actually ikulong sila, then dapat mag-engage sila sa scam. Unya ang scam generally sex scam. Unya pangwartahan nila ang ilang ka-chat. Pag wala gani kay makuha nga kwarta, wala kay income, naajud kay punishment. So ginapugos sila og trabaho sa isa ka exploitative na sexual exploitation na atmosphere para makakwarta ang nang-recruit sa ila o katong tag-iya sa hub. So kada siya medyo na minus na karon kay kabalo na sila na sa Philippines pa lang ma-detect na sa ato ang airport authorities kauban ng DSWD o Department of Justice.
Sa region wala yung biktima na natay reported victim of this kantong sa Laos na
natay na intercept diri sa atong airport na dili taga Davao. Puros to sila taga Luzon.
So dito ang backdoor.
Wala na sila ka larga gyud. Wala na sila ka larga. Kay diri pa lang peke ang ilang documents. Na sila one way na ticket abroad, pero ang ilahang pabalik nga ticket peke. So with that, kay balota sa atong interview na ano gyud sila, biktima gyud sila.
Asa sila from Davao City to
dili. Yes. Dili sila taga diri pero nagtuo sila nga ang Davao City pwede nila himuong backdoor para maka-abroad. Wala sila kay balo nga lig-on ang atong gipatuman nga guidelines para sa ato sa labi na ang immigration nato gipalig-on nato nagmayo diri pa lang sa Davao ma-intercept na sila. In fact, intercepted gud sila. Among putol gud ang ilahang flight.
pero wala nakasuhan yung na offload lang sila. Walang after that wala na siyang actions taken.
Ang problema kay naghatag sila identity sa ilahang recruiter, pero ang mga pangalan makakuan ka kay dili familiar sa tuwa, unya puro foreigner. Unya kung imong tanawon ang ilang account, among nagpatabang mi sa Regional Anti-Cybercrime Unit, lisod gyud kayo i-trace kay ang ilang account puros mga dami account. So just kung ato ang nabuhat nga na intercept sila, that's good enough para di na sila mabiktima dito. Pero as of now, dili ta ka-file og kaso pa kay gina-case build up pa namo. Kay lisod itumbukon kung unsay identity ani mga tahanan nga recruiters.
Eric? Okay. Kay Sir Norman, sir, regarding sa Pugo dito sa Panabo City, murag hagtod politika laman tong doon ako na-file nga case against the responsible politicians sa politika. Murag himo propaganda nila sa politika. Doon na ba gina-file nga case kung kinsay responsible nganong naipugo dito sa muang siyudad sa Panabo? Barangay Manay, particular in Barangay Manay?
As of now, sir, wala gyud na file na case kay dili na po to sakop sa ato ang Interagency Council Against Trafficking. Kay ang issue ato about sa operation sa gambling. So dili na to namo sakop. Dili na namo sakop.
Yes. Ang gipasaka na kaso manggod ato sa NBI is violation of gambling law. Mao toy dapat manggod ato unta ka kung nagkaroon lang og coordination dayon, dapat unta na case build up to sa trafficking. Kaso kay na-raid naman ang kasa based sa mga elements sa crime, ang masunod lang na kaso is gambling. Kaso lang wala po ligon na ebidensya, mao tong na-dismiss ang kaso. Pero kato indication na to na posibleng adunay pogo dito na nahitabo.
Regarding this attorney, this child trafficking or human trafficking, strong implementation pa ba kay kini mga bata kinahanglan i-question og parents ba, guardian ba ilang giuban ba nila biyahe, sakay sa eroplano, sakay sa bus, monitor ba nila to pag-ayod? Strong implementation yan
Sa pagkakaroon, strong atong implementation. In fact, daghan ta og guidelines nga gipahilo na labi na sa Davao International Airport. Sa ato ang terminal pod na gihapon ang ato ang mga guidelines nga below mga minor gani dapat na ay permit gikan sa Municipal Social Welfare Development Office na clearance na pwede siya mag-travel. Pagka ang kauban niya, dili niya ginikanan. So, importante kayo na sir, kay karon testingan ninyo og travel sa airport, di gid mo i-go kung wala tong papeles. Anyway, kung wala siya dala, kay panguban wala pa makabalo nga ingon na di ay matawagan sa ato ang social worker ang local nila kung asas lagikan na social worker.
Of course, this is in coordination with the SWD. Kaya isang agency kayo.
Yes, sir.
Oo. Tanong ko lang kang attorney, magmarites na muna tayo kay attorney. Are you related to Manong Deriong? Lolo mo?
Lolo.
Kapatid mo si Ma'am Jean Rose?
Pinsan po.
Pinsan mo? Thank you po.
Kay Attorney Janet. Attorney, you've mentioned about dun sa pag-capacitate or pag-train ng mga guidance counselor at saka parents. Yes po. Have you visited schools in Davao City in the past months or years? Tapos, in line din with, additional question po in line with our celebration, itong World Day Against Trafficking 2025. Ano po yung mga activities natin in line with it po?
Okay. Very good question. Actually, we have been conducting a lot of information dissemination to different schools, not only from public schools but also private schools. No, we usually write these institutions and request, of course, ample time for us to disseminate, particularly OSAEC and TIP. But just recently, we found the need really to go more grassroots. No? Kasi as I mentioned earlier, ang facilitators natin ngayon mga parent na o yung mga family member. So we found necessary to really go to the parents themselves, and we realized that this could be effectively and efficiently implemented if we tap the Parents Teachers Association, particularly sa public schools, because every year pala they do that saan yung tawag ng general consultation ba, where parents are required to attend. So maybe we spoke already with the DepEd director, and we mentioned about coordinating with all the public schools, tapping all the PTA. Kaya nga we'll take this opportunity also this coming July 31, yung ating stakeholders consultation on TIP and OSAEC, because one of our stakeholders there would be the PTA members and also officers, and the guidance counselor, sorry.
Clarify ko lang, attorney, nagsimula na po ba ito or magsisimula pa lang po?
Magsisimula pa kasi last week lang namin, 2 weeks ago yata, nag-visit kami with DepEd.
Yun po yung mentioned about most facilitators na po are parents. Ano po yung kadalasang factors? Bakit po, ano po yung nakita nating factors? Bakit po mga parents, mga kakilala lang po yung most facilitators po?
Actually, ang basis ko doon on saying that is the study that was conducted by, as I mentioned earlier, by Justice and Care, IGN. It indicates that the facilitators are parents, no? And the study also reveals that, of course, number one reason is the economic necessity, the extreme poverty, followed by, of course, the easy way of getting money. It's easy luring money ba? So meaning to say that's the second thing, no? It's not really poverty, but it's the easy way to get money, no? And then the third, of course, factor they call is contagion or contextualization, where since it has been being practiced and it's unnoticed, parang naging na-adapt ng isang community or neighborhood. Kasi anyway, they can get away on it. No? And besides, sabi nga ng the hardest part of that study is most parents will just say, ikuan naman ito, no touch, no harm. Yung fallacy na no touch, no harm. So nangyayari, mas nai-encourage sila. And then doon naman sa perpetrator side, on their belief, mas nakakatulong sila kasi nakakatulong sila sa education ng bata. So they're trying to justify this evil means on that premise.
Ayun, kay Ma'am Gladys po, Ma'am, meron po ba tayong mga programs para din po to support yung mga especially victims?
Yes, ma'am. Sa DSWD, we have the Recovery and Reintegration Program for Trafficked Persons. So, kini siya nga program, it's a comprehensive interventions, no, area of programs and services intended lang yun siya for the victim survivors of trafficking. So, we have the psychosocial counseling, educational assistance, transportation for our balik probinsya, and even the temporary shelter for the rescued victim survivors, and the livelihood program for the qualified families para dili na gyud sila, no, dili na mo balik once ang ato ang mga victim survivors kanang ma-reintegrate na sa ilahang balik sa ilahang families.
If you have the data with you po, ilang ano na po yung mga na-assist natin?
Actually, ma'am, for data, daghan-daghan na gyud ni siya. Nana ni siya sa 65 for the old, namang tay carry over, and katong ganina nga 29, that is only new clients handled or served for the first semester. But in totality gyud nga apil ang ato ang mga carried over, kumbaga pa mga old clients nato mo total na siya for the first semester of 65 victim survivors nga natagaan natog assistance on, especially on the educational assistance katong mga victim survivors nga despite sa ilahang mga traumatic experience nagpadayon sila og eskwela.
Last year po, if you have the data,
last year I think we have assisted around 80 to 90 victim survivors.
Ma'am, last na lang on my end, if ever po, saan sila pwede maglapit or makasumbong?
Okay, for the referral mechanism, no, isa gyud gina-strengthen ni IACAT 11 network nga you can always for possible cases of trafficking, you can always report to our authorities, no, ang ato ang kapulisan, ang ato ang CSWDO, ang ato ang LSWDO, and also we have the IACAT hotline, no, nga kung dili mo gusto nga mo walk in aning mga opisina sa mo ang opisina sa DSWD, pwede ra gyud mo, no, mo tawag, we have the IACAT hotline, it's 0966-711-0356, and that IACAT hotline is managed by our DOJ IACAT 11. 24/7 na siya nga open.
Okay, thank you so much. Unfortunately, time is not Kapihan sa Davao. We'd like to thank our guests from City High, Davao City National High School Alumni Association, and from IACAT 11. Parting statement, we'll start with Engineer George. Again, reiterate natin yung ating call for nominees para sa ating outstanding alumni. At saan po, saan pwede makuha niyo mga nomination forms?
We are encouraging the alumni of the Davao City National High School or the then Davao City High School, because I was in Davao City High School, batch 1972, to nominate. Only alumni of Davao City National High School are acceptable to nominate another alumni. So we can be reached, our email, alumni.bcnhsaai@gmail.com, or you can collect forms from the Davao City National High School Alumni Association Incorporated. We have an alumni building inside the campus, F. Torres Street, Davao City.
Okay, yung mga na-nominate, what will they, what will be they required of them? Kasi yung isa, baka mag-bid book pa ba sila, magawa sila ng, or ano i-prepare nila yung sa mga na-nominate?
The nominees will have to coordinate with the nominator to fill up the form. Then we will shortlist qualified nominees and subject them to interview or online or in-person interview.
Okay. Thank you. Okay na? May dagdag ka? Okay, then to our friends from IACAT, parting statement, we'll start with Attorney Norman Solis.
Okay, natay upcoming activity, World Day Against Trafficking for 2005. So natay ipahigayon nga meeting. Makita nato dito kung unsay mga updates, unsay mga problema pag-istoryahan namo karong July 31. Ang Department of Justice together with the DSWD are here to prevent, protect, unya ang perpetrators atong i-prosecute. Daghang salamat.
So ngayon ko lang nalaman yung may surrogacy pala na trafficking, surrogacy. Bago lang emerging trends. Dati kasi meron yung yun sa i-bear mo ng child pero hindi sa dalhin sa abroad, dito sa
hindi kasi siya specifically nakasulat sa law. So kailangan natin i-amend yung law to include surrogacy.
Baby maker ba yung tawag niyan sa
baby maker, yes.
Attorney Janet, and also ano po yung mangyayari this kailan ba itong World Anti-Trafficking Day sa Bagani Hall?
Una sa tanan, I take this opportunity to encourage everybody to not only of course in the public sector but the private sector to really also help us in this campaign against trafficking in person and OSAEC. We really need coordinated efforts not only from the government agencies because of the sabi nga natin daghang emerging trends, and then we may not be able to identify the perpetrators if nobody will help us, sa ang aggressive side sa trafficking really as far as the government is concerned is really to prosecute, apprehend them, but let us also focus on the softer side, and that is the prevention and the protection of the victims. And that's exactly why we are here right now, because we would like to ask everybody to join us in this undertaking. It's not only a government effort, but an effort of everybody. So, sa July 31 is actually the highlight, the acme of the World Day, Day Against Trafficking 2025 celebration in Region 11, where we have a very simple activity, but we believe it's momentous and significant because we focus on those who can help us immediately address the issue with urgency. Kaya we are encouraging everybody to visit our page, IACAT page. We update all our activities there, and also our advocacy. You will be learning a lot of things if you get involved in this fight against trafficking in person and OSAEC.
Okay, so for DSWD, kami good sa mga viewers karon og listeners, amo yung ginaawhag nga if you have kanang idea or knowledge on possible trafficking cases OSAEC, please do report sa kato amo ang hotline. Baliko nako, it's 0966-711-0356 kay we'll never know nga ang imuhang pagumangkon pamilya diha or sa inyong komunidad nga isa na di ay ka biktima on human trafficking. And with our national team nga katong isang nasyon, isang action, tapusin ang human trafficking ngayon, because sa DSWD we only not help promote but also protect every rights of our victim survivors, because bawat buhay ay mahalaga sa DSWD. So, in behalf sa Moang RD, daghang salamat sa PIA.
Okay, thank you so much to our guests from IACAT 11 and also from the Davao City National High School Alumni Association. And also we'd like to thank SMCT Davao for again hosting our Kapihan sa Davao, and also to Krispy Kreme for the delicious donuts and coffee. Till next week, more relevant topics to be discussed. Thank you.